Greetings, fellow rail fanners. It is May, a pretty quiet month for CSX rail fanning this year for me, so apologies for that. Also, go back on what I said a couple of times, re-listen to it, and find some keywords. Might give you a spoiler on the future in this video. But anyways, let's get started. Right now we have a blimp. I guess that's just what I'm going to narrate over, but we're going to start with Lakeland. We're going to start this one off with a hot IO44 inbound on the Lakeland connection, already gone through Plant City with a medium clear up at that signal down at the connection. But this time we're going to use IO44 today for an experiment. Is your phone safe on road track? An experiment. IO44 is coming soon, and he's going to go on this track. We're going to see if IO44 can not hit the plank. So it's in the middle of the track, so it's going to hover right over it, but we'll see. This is the size of your phone, okay? So if you just lay it down flat like this, that's how tall it is. If not, it's taller. This plank is taller than your phone. And to put it into perspective, the plank is much lighter than your phone, so the phone has much more of a chance of survival than the plank. Plus, the plank is a bit taller than your phone. It's already been proven you can place it inside the track, not on road track, but on road track, we're going to experience that now, without equipment being broken. Now is about the time where you can hear the sounds and smell the smells. He is less than 2 minutes away, and we hear the engine of a toasty ES44AH booking its way, soloing an IO44 intermodal train. So I hit record, and I put the experiment into action. The plank seems to be in perfect condition looking at the peaks in between cars, so it's looking good for a success on this analysis. Yet the train isn't over, so we can't get a confirmed answer until the final car is passed by the plank. The answer is yes, you can. You can technically put your phone under a crossing as low as it, as I do not recommend it though. Do not try that, but it is possible. Your phone needs to be heavy and have protection around it in order for this to be a safe experiment. I'm Copper's Bus Xer, and that was the iPhone under train experiment. I will be doing more experiments like this in the future that are a lot more entertaining and useful, and it would be really helpful for you guys to give me some comment suggestions on what I should do. That's pretty reasonable. But right now we got Amtrak P.4004 inbound for the Lakeland Amtrak station. A friend I knew was on this train, and I was waiting for him to get off, so I'm not so sure if he's watching this right now, but kudos to you. I lost focus and wasn't around the camera when the crossing started to go down, but I did surely record the train. Nothing special, just normal P42DC phase 5s. But I'm actually pretty happy that I caught some of these because God knows how many are left, or will be left in the future after they're turning them all to phase 7. Thank you. That guy walking on the sidewalk when the crossings went down was very respectful and knew I was a train photographer and stepped out of the way and made sure my shot was okay for the train. Have high respect for this man, and we need more people like this, because so many people just drive in front of someone's shot or walk in front of someone's shot with no cares given. So it's pretty rare to find someone's kindness like him, so high respect. It took quite a long time for the train to show up, even for Missouri Avenue. I was looking as far as I could down the tracks, and I didn't see anything for quite some time. I was thinking for a bit, is there even any train? Until I saw a head poke out of the milepost generator box. But the crew on Amtrak today was actually really cool and did a horn salute in a no-horn zone. Pretty recently, there was a malfunction at this crossing, and I think when they fixed it, they overdoed the time for when the crossings go down for an incoming train. Here I see its head poke out, so here it is. Pt.1 has come to a complete stop at the Lakeland Amtrak station. We also watched him leave, we just didn't catch him blowing the horn before he left. Starting up, golden hour, not with an L793 or an EO40 just like last time, but with an M604, and no L793 or EO40 ever today. Very strange, not even an M453, but at least we get 603, I'd never get to see him. As you can see there, we get a medium clear for him. I'll pause it right there. And how I know it's M603 instead of any other train route that could have taken that signal or route. Let's start off by saying M603 is the only train that should be taking that signal or route at this time of night. Second, I was at West Main Street and I saw an orange signal on the right, turning out of People's Lane. The only other train that does that is IO45. And bruh, come on, it's 7 p.m. That's kind of not possible. And you know who is though? M603. It turns out I was right. They said M603 on the radio. But we're going to 10th Street to watch him instead, since the sun is going to be blocking our way at People's Lane. And also at 10th Street, there's trees blocking the sun at this time of night. In my opinion, I think golden hour looks a lot better in 10th Street. I hear his horn for a brief moment, and I also hear a defect detector finish up its report. And it was long, so something big was coming. So I'm pointing the camera down the tracks for anything that might happen, and also struggling to figure out where I'm going to set up at, and this is where I turned out to set up at. I'm just gonna look down the whole of the signal, because everywhere else is either unsafe or it's unsturdy for the camera. I didn't catch the defect detector finishing up the report at the milepost, but I will say it took him like 5 minutes to get from finishing up the defect detector to here. And also, when you're at a spot where you can only see one train, and you hear a defect detector finish up, you better pray that it's the train you're looking for, because you can't go back, basically, if it's that close. Oh, but we're good. There's no other trains coming at this time of night. I mean, right? Nah, I'm just playing with you. There's only one train coming out this time. M603, and speaking of them, we can see his headlights, finally. Let's see what the lash up is today. Usually it's pretty decent. I mean, not last time. Last time I got hit with an ET44 duo. But you know what? We're not going to talk about that. From here, I will finish up my narration, and I will let you view the entire train onward. Dang, the AC44 YN2 duo. Nice. And number 28 leading, too. That makes it a bit more special that it's a 2-digit engine. And yes, judging by the car, it looks exactly like 604, just as I predicted. But again, it was confirmed 604 once the train officially passed. They said it on the radio. But let's finish this up. These two upcoming hoppers with the metallic midnight blue and white CSX logo imprinted on them are very, very new hoppers. And they came with the set of CSX 911 343 being released in early 2025. Ending M60304 with a TTX yellow boxcar. I have some very, very bad news though. We're coming up on the last train of the day.
Just a second ago.
Both of them were yellow.
What? What the fuck? I don't know how this happened, but L765 happened to be the last train of today. And it happened to be the next train of today. 4 lousy trains for 6 hours in Lakeland. Also, just to keep in mind, we have a green signal for I-178 here. Oh, and by the way, he came 5 minutes after we left. Sorry, he doesn't have a green signal now, but he will very soon. His signal changes right after the 765 leaves. But it's past 10 o'clock on a school night, so I gotta get home. I'm lucky for seeing 765 at 10:10 p.m. Let's finish out the last train of today. Guess 765 was a bit longer than I thought, but still, could have been better. That's ending out May 4th, and our next train is going to be on May 17th. And wait, hold on a minute. Ain't National Train Day on May 10th? And aren't you supposed to do weekly training? Yeah, we'll get to that soon. National Train Day is on May 10th, Saturday, and Mother's Day is on May 11th, Sunday. If it's my mom's weekend to show her how much I appreciate her been raising me, I'm not going to spend it going out watching trains. So you know what? Say what you want about that. I'm not going to spend National Train Day if it's right next to Mother's Day on my mom's Mother's Day weekend. So, sorry. Not sorry. But next train we catch is the Amtrak Heritage Unit that I've wanted to see lead for quite some time now. I knew about it for a bit, so I went to Loughman to see it. No biggie, it's a 10-minute drive. I can go to Loughman to see something special on a train pretty easily and frequently, but only on the following train routes, because only 6 or 7 trains go by a day. Hold on, I didn't mean it like that, and if you think I did, you need to get off TikTok. Because come on, man, it's just 2 numbers. What's so funny about it? Anyways, the following train routes is what I can see in Loughman if there's something special on it. EO41, EO40, CO40, CO41, L765, L764, M457, M456, PO41, PO40, PO97, PO98, and maybe on weekdays, L772. Because sadly, L772 doesn't work on Sundays anymore. He's only a weekday train now. Anyways, let's look at the Amtrak Heritage Unit that I've been looking at for quite some time now. Amtrak 301 Sims Charger 50th Anniversary Locomotive. The only Amtrak Sims Charger Heritage Unit out right now. I've seen it trail twice, but I've never seen it lead. That's why I've come out today. In comes Amtrak 301. This is Amtrak PO98.
Milepost 819.6. No defects. Repeat. No defects. Total axles 4 8. Detector out.
Time to move on to the surprise. Now, since I'm 14 and got a job and I'm able to make my own money, every time that there's something I want to celebrate, I want to make sure that I celebrate it correctly. And guess what? I'm in the 8th grade, and the end of school is coming up at the end of May. It's not just any graduation, but the graduation of middle school. So to celebrate, I've decided to go to Austell, Georgia. I said I would one day, and I would, except the date has been moved up to For my 14th birthday, we went to Folkestone, Georgia to rail fan a lot more CSX power. Just like in this video, this was actually recorded in Folkestone. This was I-137. This was my 14th birthday. But guess what? We're celebrating the graduation of middle school by going to Austell, Georgia to not only rail fan different power than CSX, but almost triple the times more trains and more time out, which could lead to quadruple or quintuple more trains than I saw in Folkestone with different power. The power being one of my favorites, NS, BNSF, and UP. BNSF and UP are one of my favorite powers. NS is a southern power that I should have seen already, but now is the time. CPKC is pretty possible, but it's like a 10% chance. I'm going to be doing about a total of 20 hours rail fanning. But the bad news is if not less. Let me tell you a bit about Austell. Austell is a small city in North Georgia next to the capital of Georgia, which is Atlanta. This trip was damn near 7 hours, so it would be pretty nice if you showed a bit of respect to this video. I want to give special credit to V12 Productions for these videos, as I haven't been to Austell yet, so I couldn't take my own videos. But for now, if that's okay, I want to borrow some of yours. Austell, Georgia is the most populated area for trains in the state of Georgia. You got regular NS, heritage units, and even foreign power. 2 of which being very, very common, which is BNSF and UP. At least one set of those 2 come around one time a day. Austell is a splitting point between two subdivisions. The singular track on the left being the East Atlanta sub, and then the two tracks on the right being the North Atlanta sub. Perfect timing on those videos, by the way. I've been doing some studying on NS's power and locomotive types. If I'm correct, the leading engine is an AC44C6M, and then the second engine is a C40-9W, and then the third engine is an SD70 Ace Heritage unit. Again, not my video. This was from V12 Productions. I haven't even been to Austell yet. I'm just narrating the future. Norfolk Southern is the standard power for the city of Austell. BNSF and Union Pacific are the common types of foreign power. They are not one with Austell, so they're foreign. Rail fanning is so well known in the city of Austell that it's on the #1 things to do in Austell. Proves this hobby is pretty common after all. But there is a cozy spot where you can sit and watch the trains comfortably. The first and second track closest to you is the North Atlanta sub, and then the third track farthest from you is the East Atlanta sub. Right before it, there's a building or a plaza right behind some fencing. That's all for using V12 Productions video. The rest of my Austell videos are going to be from my own. The link of that video will be in the description. Thank you for V12 Productions for letting me have this video. I didn't get his permission, but I'm sure he'll be fine with it by mentioning him. Let's talk more about what I've done to prepare for the trip. I've been making notes in my notes app about Austell, Georgia plans, train photography goals of my life, a way to study NS, North Georgia rail fanning, and documenting Austell trains that go by each day. Let's start with train photography goals. These don't only represent the Austell trip I'm going on, but any train goals of my life. Since I'm viewing new power, lots is going to change very soon, because stuff that is crazy rare down here or extinct is very common up there. Same down here. We got Max. They don't. They got Aces. We don't. It's different. Next is the study of NS. Now, this was only for the trip, by the way. You got ET44AHs, ES44DCs, ES44ACs, ES44AHs, which are basically the same thing, AC44C6Ms, CM44ACs, GP38-2s, GP40-2s, SD40-2s, SD70 Aces, SD70 ACUs, SD70 ACCs, SD60Es, SD70M-2s, SD70 Mac Flat, SD70 Mac Flared, -9 and -8. Next is North Georgia Rail Fanning page. Now, I don't know any NS routes for shit, and I don't know how to know. But since I'm uploading this video before the Austell video comes out, could you guys help me study routes? Or when I post the videos, just give me the routes. You got scanner channels for Atlanta, and then you have NS symbol meanings. All thanks to these websites down here. Go check them out. They're very helpful for beginners. Recording down information about Austell. Now, thankfully, there's an Austell rail cam, so I was able to see how many trains go through Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I documented all of them and all the rare things that happened, the times of each train passing, and what went past each time. Seems like on weekends, most of the action happens on mornings, and then the weekdays, most of the action happens at night or afternoon or evening. The latest hour I can rail fan to is 11 p.m., and the earliest I can start is 9 a.m. So I've been documenting 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. I find out when the train went through, and I type it in on my notepad to type it down. If there's anything rare that was leading the train, I count it as something rare that I want to see. I've been using a lot of ChatGPT to help me out with this, asking how many routes come in one day, what they are, what they carry, and how to look out for them for what type of lash-up they use. You got the intermodal trains of Austell, the auto-move trains of Austell, mixed freight. The list is so long that there's multiple pages. Then you got Amtrak. There's only 2 Amtraks that go through, number 19 and number 20. I would also like to pull out the notes pad of the goals of Austell, Georgia, such as seeing NS lead, it's basically going to happen, BNSF lead, UP lead, AC70 Ace lead, and etc., etc. I put an amount of percent chances of the likelihood of it happening, and I put check boxes next to them in case I see them, and when I walk away, I will show you what I've completed. Also, the chances are doubled to see any of these in any spot of the lash-up instead of just lead. All these percent chances are all supposed to be leading locomotives. My goal is to not see any of these in just a trailing spot. All of these goals of mine, I need to see them lead. Well, not all are obligations. The only obligations are the SD70 Aces and the SD70 ACCs and the 60Es. From NS. Not entirely sure what I am going to see there, because I haven't been there yet. But before I show you what it is like up there, I'll have an announcement to make. one more Lakeland trip. But it won't be in this part of May 2025 Trains of the Month, yet the next one. So will my trip to Austell. I really hope you guys enjoyed what I've shown you so far, and I will see you in part 2.